Being over 2 centuries old, conqueror of 10 worlds, warlord over millions, the most dangerous being in the universe, whatever you want to call him, Lord Vilgax is the most feared individual in the universe of Ben 10. He was built up to be the ultimate villain. There's a lot of people humanizing villains, but as much as I like to dig into what may or may not be the reasoning behind a certain antagonist's decisions, it can be a bit annoying when people start to try and dissect each and every villain they see and try to sympathize with them. I don't mind just enjoying a villain who is bad just for the sake of being bad, just because they love the chaos. But when there's very little about a character that you know, and they keep coming back with the same ideals and plans as before, you start to wonder why are they doing this even after the fact that they failed numerous times. What separates Vilgax from his reboot counterpart is that reboot Vilgax not only had a connection to Ben and the Omnitrix, but he isn't straight up evil. Half of his DNA was trapped inside the Omnitrix, and after he retrieved it, we saw different sides of his personality, from wanting to take the Omnitrix for himself, to becoming a sort of mentor to Ben when they were stuck inside the Watch, to just wanting revenge after what Asmic did to him. Original Vilgax, however, I do love, but when put beside his reboot version, yes, he's more menacing, but we don't really get to see him interact with Ben unless he's trying to take the Omnitrix or seek greater power. Besides, of course, the Alien Force episode Ghost Town and the Omniverse episode Vilgax Must Croak. I wish, instead of being told these facts about Vilgax's backstory, about how he was in the military, I wish we were shown, besides only seeing one half of his personality, and glimpses of him being an actual caring person. I don't want to humanize Vilgax. I just want to understand why he's so hellbent on retrieving the Omnitrix so badly in the first place. So in this video, I'm going to try and understand Vilgax and how he turned from just simply wanting to control the universe to a hate-fueled leader and a villain we love to hate. In Vilgax's mind, he is not the villain. At least not in the beginning. In the beginning, Vilgax was a being with a simple plan, albeit a terrible one considering his views on the universe. But what he wanted was a form of stability in the way he viewed it. In order to get back at the Chimera army and prove to them that his beliefs would work, Vilgax had a vision. A vision of an army with each member in control of their own Omnitrix, giving him the ability to control the universe. Imagine being 2 centuries old and having a child from an underdeveloped planet continuously defeat you again and again, preventing you from your personal goals. I'm not saying Vilgax is the true good guy of the story. He's far from it. But I do think his goals were simple in the beginning, as simple as you can get as ruling the universe. But he was rightfully taken out of his military, wanting to prove himself to the rest of his species. He needed a way to make a living, which led to him getting a job as a galactic repairman. It wasn't until his trip to Earth in the early 1700s when his desire for a much greater power was born. When Maltruan called for Vilgax's aid, I think he knew exactly what he was doing. It is known that the rogue Chronosapien has purposefully affected other timelines, such as Bad Bens, Benzaros, and other alternate universes. Amidst all the galactic conquest and run-ins with Ben Tennyson, Vilgax always had one goal in mind: to prove himself to his world and become a leader. Maybe Vilgax was always destined to become the warlord we know him as, and Malchuan only jump-started the events that would happen regardless of his influence on the timeline or not. Or maybe Vilgax just became tainted with his obsession over the Omnitrix, and later with the destruction of Ben Tennyson. He grew blinded and strayed from the path he visioned for himself. Original Vilgax had a plan for himself, a plan he viewed as destiny, but continued to be set back. What Vilgax was planning on doing with the Omnitrix is on no scale a good thing. But his frustration of constantly being so close to his quote-unquote destiny, only to be denied time after time, to the point where his goal becomes a side project, and even when he became the leader of his people, controlling an entire planet under his rule, he still sought out revenge, only caring about killing the savior of the universe, to the point where he eradicated almost every version of his enemy, and be relieved that the one person in the universe who caused him so much trouble was finally gone. Except his win didn't last long, which is what led him to become Vilgax. And well, just like all his past plans, we all know how that turned out. It's easy to sympathize with villains like Thanos, who in the end just wanted enough resources to go around. And hard to sympathize with someone like Vilgax, who seeks absolute control over all. But when you look behind the power obsession, Vilgax is just someone with a desire and a dream that he can't attain.